it whenever you get the chance. So if you have a study hall today, I guess that is tricky. I didn't go over that, did I? Like if you're here and you're not, and you go home, you miss out. Or are you sick Friday? Oh, okay. If that happens, just let me know for next time. Okay. Yeah, just take it sometime when you have a chance. Not right now. Not right now. And I guess you should probably leave till I'm done. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna go over the test and let you just. Let's go out in the hallway for now. Maybe just walk around. How about you come back in like 5-10 minutes? Does that work?
Yeah, that works.
How about 5 minutes? Make it 10. No? Okay. You tell me what you're going to do. All right. All right, so let's go over this exam here. So we went over Hitler's foreign policy, okay, at the start of World War II. Well, building up to it, okay, and then we just started World War II there with the invasion of Poland. Right now we're going to get into a little bit more of his expansion after the war's already started. So, going over the exam, people matching is where we start first. Serene did a good job, and I don't think he'll mind if I use his exam, so we're good. All right, so German Nazi politician and Reich Minister of Propaganda of Nazi Germany, 1933 to 45, we know as Joseph Goebbels. Okay, Joseph Goebbels. Funny last name. So he came up with all the propaganda, right? The media, that really just controlling the masses of the people, making sure that they see only one viewpoint. Okay. 2, an American track and field athlete and 4-time gold medalist in the 1936 Olympic Games, Jesse Owens. Jesse Owens. He was a thorn in the side to Hitler, right? Because we all know with his race science, right, that he was teaching to try to signal out different groups, ethnic groups, culture, race. And when Jesse Owens, an African-American, came to Berlin, Germany for the Olympic Games and won 4 gold medals right in front of him, he was a little upset about that. It's like, oh, this is not what I've been teaching to my people, expressing in my propaganda. So this was an American story here. Probably one of the most impactful, significant stories, I would say, of all time, maybe. All right, it's up there for sure. What a true American hero. Going into Berlin, Germany during this time and winning 4 gold medals right in front of Hitler. Right? I couldn't imagine how, I guess to say, scared he was of that. Just crazy, crazy things going on. And for him to win and accomplish those feats, it's amazing. Anybody see that movie? It's called Race. No? Oh, check it out. It's good. It's real good. Jason Sudeikis is in it. I don't know if you know him from Horrible Bosses. I think he's from he's in Horrible Bosses. It's a good movie. British Prime Minister of UK from 37 to 40, Neville Chamberlain. We're going to talk about him today and how he gets ousted. Well, pretty much how he leaves Great Britain as Prime Minister. He's like, I'm done. This is too much for me. I can't handle this. And I didn't expect another war, and here we go. The Führer of Germany, we know as Hitler, and then the dictator of the Soviet Union, Joseph Stalin. We talk about them quite a bit. All right, Axis or Allied. So at the time of 1939, the Allied powers consisted of Great Britain and France. That was it at that time. Okay. Yeah, you could say Poland, those other countries, but the main powers, France and Great Britain. All right, select all the Axis powers for full credit. We have Germany, Japan, and Italy. All right, we'll talk about Japan a little bit more in detail when we get closer towards Pearl Harbor and how Japan and their aggression and their imperialistic expansion at this time. This was the youth organization, Nazi Germany. Okay, Hitler Youth, under Hitler's regime. Remember, targeting individuals, the young generation, to make sure his political ideology moves forward. Right? This was a nonviolent, intellectual, resistant group in a Nazi Germany. The White Rose. We talked about them briefly. I think I just had a vocab term of them and how they were impactful and how they challenged a lot of the Nazi rhetoric that was being expressed to them in colleges, universities, and the control that they had of people's lives. And really, this is one of the first groups to oppose Hitler. And it was a bunch of college students. Fortunately, the founders got executed, but they were the ones first challenging Hitler in education. All right, this was held in Berlin, Germany, 1936, which was a way for Hitler to show the world Germany's wealth under his leadership. 1936 Olympic Games. Okay, we talked about how he really built up a lot of these German cities, especially Berlin, sorry. And he built these, I guess you'd say, immaculate different types of arenas, gyms, you name it. Not yet, not yet. And this was something that he wanted to scoff at the world and said, hey, everybody else is going through this depression. Here in Germany, we're doing really well. Okay, there's a lot of prosperous times, and that's how he explained it and expressed it to the rest of the world by holding these Olympic Games in Berlin. And it was amazement for all these people coming to Germany. It's like, oh, how did they move past, the Treaty of Versailles? How did they move past, the depression like the rest of the world's facing? And Hitler had him moving, I guess you could say, in economic wealth, prosperity. This was a set of laws that took citizenship away from Jewish citizens in Germany under Hitler's rule, prohibited German citizens from marrying and having relations with Jewish citizens. Nuremberg laws. Okay, so this was like the first step of Hitler trying to push these groups away. Remember the Volk and the Leut? He's targeting the Leut, right? The Jewish communist people, mostly Jewish, and trying to push them out of society. This was the night of broken glass, where many Jewish citizens were pushed out of German cities and towns. 900 synagogues, which is their place of worship, were burned, and businesses were looted and destroyed. Kristallnacht. Kristallnacht. Okay, step closer moving to the Holocaust. This term means living space in German and is described as Hitler's expansion. Lebensraum. Lebensraum. This was a term used to describe the annexation of Austria. The Anschluss. Okay, the Anschluss. So rather than just going in guns a-blazing, he just kind of sent his military there, and Austria's like, yep, we want it. We see the prosperity, we see the strong military, and Austria wanted to be a part of it. This area of land on the western portion of Czechoslovakia was taken by Germany because of similar culture and language. Sudetenland, right? The Sudetenland. And that pinged off to the next one. This conference was established to show appeasement to Hitler with his expansion of Germany and to try and prevent warfare. The Munich Conference. You remember Chamberlain coming home with the paper? It's like, oh, peace in our time. And Hitler signed this paper. The Prime Minister of Great Britain said that. And obviously he was wrong. Adolf Hitler, who established an alliance at the start of World War II to split up Poland, this is known as the German-Soviet Non-Aggression Pact. He established it with Joseph Stalin. Germany's invasion of what country signified the start of World War II in the fall of 1939? Poland, right? So this was a shock to everybody around the world that these two powers would come together and have an agreement, right? I wouldn't call it an alliance. I would call it an agreement because we all know that they would never like each other. They're at two totally different ends of the political spectrum. And we know Hitler targeted many communists and exiled them, pushed them out, and even killed them because they tried to oppose his political, his Nazi party. Not yet. One sec. Hold on. One more lap, okay? Geez, he's going to have some good steps. And what do you think, Forney? Yeah. All right, so going to the map. 1, Great Britain. Okay, if you guys want to pull up the map for reference, you can. I'm just going to roll through it right now. 1 is Great Britain. All right, 3 is Norway. We're going to talk about these Scandinavian countries today and how Hitler's looking to these countries next. 6, Poland. All right, 7, Germany. 8, Denmark. Again, we're going to talk about that country today too. 9, Netherlands. Somewhat of that country today. 10, Belgium. 11, France. 12, Spain. 13, Portugal. 14, Italy. 16, Austria. 18, Czechoslovakia. 30, USSR. Right, and the bodies of water. It's important to know these. A, Atlantic Ocean. B, the North Sea, which we're going to talk a lot about today. C, the Baltic Sea. D, the Mediterranean Sea. And E, the English Channel. All right, is there any questions on that? You guys good with that exam? Yeah, okay, good, good. Can exit out of that then. Oh, we ain't listening to Weezer just yet. No, not yet. Not yet. All right, so well, I have a bell ringer actually. We've got to review a little bit, and this is going to propel us to today's lesson. So describe Hitler's foreign policy in Lebensraum at the start of 1939. Who did he establish an alliance with, right? And who is he looking to maybe share common ground with? And why? So include that within your response. So describe Hitler's foreign policy in Lebensraum. Start 1939. I've been waiting for you all day. Why are you trying to avoid my class? Oh, gee. What is that? Nice shirt, Trinity. Nirvana. All right. What's going on, Kiara? Nothing much? Huh? Nothing much? No. Hey, finally. Finally.
Kind of cardio in for today.
There you go. I was going to say you got some steps in. How many laps was it? 3?
3.
Nice. Oh. Yeah, we're working on the bell ringer right now. So just reviewing really what we ended off with that last test. Were you working this weekend, Kiara?
Yeah.
Yeah? How was it? Were you busy?
Yeah, I'm busy.
Oh, jeez. Don't you make the deliveries?
Not very often.
You know?
I always like using my gas money to get the scholarship stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. You finished with your bell ringer? Are you finished with that? Nice. Good. New bird, Forney. What do you think, man? Looks neat, doesn't it? Finch. Sweet. All right, so describe Hitler's foreign policy and Lebensraum that started in 1939. So we finished up talking about the start of World War II. And what started World War II? What event? What started World War II? Go ahead, Lentz. Yeah, the invasion of Poland. Good job. What year? Yeah, good job. 1939. Good work. All right, good. And what was so significant about it? Who did Hitler have an agreement with? Yeah, the Soviet Union. Good job. And this was a shock to the world, we know, because they have two totally different political viewpoints, right? And Hitler having an agreement with Stalin and the Soviet Union just didn't make any sense. Why did they have that agreement? Jeffrey? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Lance. What's that? Yeah, why did they both want Poland? Poland was created from what? Yeah, at the end of World War I, right? The Treaty of Versailles. And what was Poland made up of? So German-speaking people and like Slavic-speaking people, which is like Soviet Union. Okay, so this combination of these two ethnic groups, people of different cultures coming together, that isn't going to be sustainable. It's not going to, it's not going to work. It's almost like you have two different groups, two different nationalities in one country, in one border. And Hitler knew, it was like, well, that's not going to work. We need to try to take that land back for the German Reich. And Stalin agreed on it too. It's like, yeah, that works for me too. Okay, so this was the agreement they had. They'll divide up the land. Okay, Soviet Union will have the eastern side of it, and Germany will have the western side of it. Okay, and what was the benefits for Hitler agreeing with this non-aggression pact and having Poland? Why do you think Hitler would want to have this agreement with Stalin? Go ahead, Troy. Yeah, avoid a two-front war, because he knows sooner or later, if he continues to be aggressive and taking these lands, right, sooner or later, the League of Nations, France and Great Britain, the Allied powers are going to attack him. It's just inevitable. And we all know, because the Munich conference, the Munich Pact, that was signed. And if he continues to take more land, war is going to happen. And that's what happens with the invasion of Poland in 1939. France and Great Britain are just like, oh, we're not ready for this war. We know we don't have really a chance in this, but we're going to have to start this war because they invaded Poland. They're becoming more aggressive. All right. Is there any questions on that? You guys good? All right. So you can see why Hitler especially wanted this non-aggression pact, because he doesn't want a two-front war. And if he gives a little bit of Poland to the Soviet Union, right, that will show that he's not going to attack them just yet anyway, right? So this was a shock to the world, especially France and Great Britain. It's like, wait a minute. France and the Soviet Union were friends for a bit of time, right? They had an alliance together. They still do at the start, moving up into World War II. And France just didn't know how to trust the Soviet Union then. It's like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. But the Soviet Union's getting some land back, some territory back that they lost at the end of World War I. And France and Great Britain, we know, they didn't really benefit the Soviet Union. They actually took land away from them at the end of World War I. Why? Because they left the war early. So maybe that friendship, that alliance, isn't as great as what we thought. All right, so where is Hitler going to go next, you think? Where's Hitler going to go next? That's where we're going to start off with the vocab terms. Just two of them, that's it. Just two. The ones are really weird names, so I apologize. All right, so Operation Weserubung. Funny name. And then Norwegian Campaign. There you go. Norwegian Campaign. So Weserubung and Norwegian Campaign. So I'll give you a few minutes to write that down, jot it down. We'll move on. We're actually going to reference the Avengers today. How cool. What do you think, Forney? Oh, just what Kiara wants to hear.
I saw you in Avengers poster yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, it was like $5.
Oh, that would be cool. What was on it?
Avengers.
Just the Avengers?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Nice. That would be neat.
I was thinking about it, but I was like, I don't want to buy you this poster and it's not displayed in the classroom.
I'll put it up there by the Infinity Gauntlet.
No, it was bigger than that.
Oh, it's huge.
It was like a poster, like one of the ones that are like in the frame you put through at Walmart. Kind of.
Ooh, that's cool. Well, I would put it back there then, on the heater, cooler thing, whatever, air conditioner. That would be really nice of you. I'm glad you thought of me when you saw the Avengers. I'm more of a Batman guy, but I'll take that. I'll take that.
Alright, there's my Batman poster.
Are you serious?
Um,
Maybe look again. I thought I was there the other day and saw one.
I was at Walmart.
What?
I was at Walmart.
Where was it?
It was $5.
Oh, Five Below. Oh, up in Selinsgrove. Nice. It's a pretty cool store. Oh, we have a Guns N' Roses shirt and a Nirvana shirt today. That's cool. I like it. All right, so Operation Weserubung. Wow, what a weird name here. What do we got here, Forney?
It was a code name for Germany's assault on Denmark during the second and the opening operation of the.
Awesome, good job, good job. So this was Hitler's movement to attack some of these other countries, moving up closer towards the North Sea. We're going to talk today about why he's interested in these lands, in these countries. Maybe there's resources there. Maybe it's just control of the sea. And maybe it's just to challenge another country that's an island, right? Off into the North Sea. All right, so you can kind of see where that's going. Norwegian Campaign. What do we have here? Norwegian Campaign. Lentz, what do you got, man?
The Norwegian Campaign is an attempted Allied occupation of Norway during the early stages of World War II.
Yeah, good job, good job. So today we're going to talk about Hitler's interest in taking these Scandinavian countries and why he would want to do that and why he thought maybe that's the best move to go to next. All right, so here we go. Here we go. So let me pull up the slide here. There's only a little bit of information on the slide, but you got to pay attention because there's a lot of information and reasons of why he's interested in going these areas. Where are we at? Where are we at? There we go. Slideshow. All right. So with Hitler, okay, we'll talk about this guy in the bottom right soon. We won't mention him today, maybe at the end, but that's about it. That's about it. All right. So with Hitler, before I get to that, where do you think he's moving next? Do you think he's going to go and move towards the Soviet Union? Because that may be his ultimate plan eventually, because it's so big. Look how big Russia is, right? Look how large it is. It probably contains a lot of resources, okay, a lot of valuable materials that he could use to help with his war machine. So do you think he's going to attack the Soviet Union just yet? Grace, you're saying no. Why? What do you think?
He's going to go for the smaller countries first.
Okay, all right, so he might go for the smaller countries first, but why don't you think he attacks the Soviet Union in 1939, moving into 1940? Why do you think he kind of holds off on that first? What did we just talk about with the bell ring? What agreement did he sign with Stalin, right? Didn't he do that? Didn't he do that, right? Autumn? Yeah, he did do that, okay? So he already has that agreement, that Pact signed with Stalin. So this was a way for Hitler to say, you know what, I'm going to focus on the western portion of Europe. The East is fine, Okay, we don't have to worry about that two-front war. We split up Poland. We're somewhat of friends right now at this moment, so we can focus all of our attention on the Western countries in Europe. Okay, specifically, who are the biggest threats in Western Europe? Morning. Who are the biggest threats in Western Europe? We talk about them a lot all the time, and yeah, Great Britain and France, right? So his movements are going to be strategic to a point where he can eventually maybe lead an assault and attack on France and Great Britain. Okay, that's coming soon. But before he gets there, we're going to talk about why he attacks some of these Scandinavian countries, these smaller countries. All right, so April 9th, bless you. In 1940, Germany attacks Denmark and Norway. Okay, so Denmark is a small country right above Germany. Okay, right above Germany. Why do you think he's going to attack Denmark? So he has this kind of figured out over here to the east. He's like, okay, we're all right here. We're good. Why do you think he attacks Denmark? Let's go ahead. Oh, good. All right, good. Yeah, so, well, France is right here. Germany's here. Denmark's right up in here. So he attacks Denmark. Yeah, maybe to get a strategic point, maybe against France. Good. Troy? More Lebensraum. Yep, exactly. Living space. Okay. It's shared a border with Germany, right? So let's just expand it up to Denmark. That makes sense. Jeffrey?
Denmark gives them an opportunity to attack both other Norwegian countries and gives them access to the sea.
Ooh, good work. Good work. Nice. Nice job. So with Denmark, right up here at the top of Germany, they share a border. So good work, Troy. Living space. Okay. I'm glad you said that, Chase, with maybe getting a strategic point to attack France and even Great Britain. Right? So Denmark's right up here at the top. They can maybe launch now an assault, a naval assault, okay, on these allied powers, these two countries. All right. So with acquiring Denmark, what can Germany now do more intensively? What can they really build up to a point where Great Britain's not going to like it at all? With the Treaty of Versailles, they tried to take it away. Jeffrey?
Their naval.
Good job. Their navy, right? So now Germany has the ability to expand into the North Sea. Okay, the North Sea. The North Sea is right between Great Britain up to Norway, right, Denmark, and that's just the way that Hitler thought. Okay, we can expand our navy, we can create more U-boats, dreadnoughts, destroyers, and we can really keep Great Britain on edge, right? We can keep them on their toes, especially gathering that land at Denmark. We have the access, the ability now to create a navy to get to the North Sea. Good work. Good work. All right, and as you see, right, they go towards Norway. Why Norway? Norway is up here, guys. Okay, Norway is all the way up here. Why do you think they want that country way up there? Why do you think they want Norway? Jeffrey?
Resources, Lebensraum, and give them more access to the Atlantic Ocean.
Good work. Yeah, exactly. Right? Exactly. So, number one, okay, Lebensraum, living space. Good point, right? So Germany decides to send a lot of their naval ships, okay, invasion pods. Well, at the time, they didn't much have invasion pods yet, but they're sending a lot of their focus on Norway because, one, living space, right? Two, resources. Okay, one of the biggest resources that Germany needed, especially smack dab right in the middle of Europe, they're limited in resources they have. So if they go up to Norway, which was about 70% of their iron, okay, the ability to gather up these resources of iron to make steel and make more weapons, and tanks, and battleships, and submarines, and you name it, all these different sort of weapons. So they needed iron, okay, and iron ore is what was mass, I guess they say, supply in Norway. So Hitler wanted that iron materials and resources to try to create a stronger military, a stronger war force, pretty much, an army. So he decides to invade Norway just because the resources, living space, and so he has Denmark. Germany somewhat has ability to get to the water here in the North Sea, and now they have Norway. You see how large of a territory, I guess you could say land-wise, and well, I guess this area that Germany now expanded towards with their naval force. Okay, they have pretty much Great Britain surrounded here on the eastern side. Okay, they can maybe lay an assault and maybe plan an assault of sending different types of naval ships to maybe invade Great Britain now. And we all know Great Britain's a what? What are they? Jeffrey? Okay, they're a strong navy, good work. What else are they? It makes it really hard for anybody to invade an island, right? So Hitler knows if he takes care of Great Britain like that, France is not going to be an enemy. France is not going to be much of an opposition. His main focus is Great Britain, okay, which we'll talk about. So expanding into Denmark, Norway, number 1, living space. Number 2, resources like iron. So make sure you detail that, all right? And then number 3, to try to gain some naval superiority. So we know the Treaty of Versailles, Great Britain threw that wrinkle in there, say, you know what, Germany's not allowed to have a navy. Why? Because they challenged in the naval arms race before World War I. Now all of a sudden, Germany's building up their navy almost to spite Great Britain. And if he has them pretty much surrounded that island, he can really do whatever he wants to the rest of Europe. Great Britain, he knows, is the only country that can maybe stop them. Okay, have the ability to prevent them from their expansion and their Lebensraum. And yes, there were some fighting done in Norway. Okay, but do you think Great Britain was ready for this expansion of Germany just yet? Troy, what do you think? No, not at all. And the way that Hitler and Germany took over these Scandinavian countries, like Denmark, like Norway, like Sweden, was because they almost did it in a surprise attack. Okay, they were building up their military kind of under the table. With these Allied powers had no clue what kind of naval power they had just yet. And they almost surprise attacked Norway and Sweden. Their leaders, the leaders in Denmark and Norway and Sweden were just like, well, we woke up the one day and they had all these cruisers, all these destroyers, all these U-boats right outside our border. We had no idea they were coming. So the Allied powers have no way of mobilizing the army to stop them. So you can see how quick and fast it was. What else do you think they used on the land battle end? What tactic? With the Luftwaffe, the Wehrmacht, right? The armored vehicles, Troy? Blitzkrieg, good job, right? These countries, and especially in the northern part of Europe, they never saw this type of battle yet. They never saw this type of strategy. They were caught with their pants down around their ankles, right? They didn't expect it. So it's a little bit different than, you guys ever see the first Avengers movie? Well, the first Captain America movie? You never saw the first Captain America? No? Yeah, when Hydra's going up into Sweden, Norway, what are they looking for? Do you remember? Norway has it there. Thor kind of just dropped it there to hide. The Tesseract. Yeah, good job. Yeah. So they're looking for the Tesseract. That's why Hydra goes up there. That's why the Nazis are up there. No. It's for irons, for Lebensraum. It's for control of the seas. But it's a pretty cool story. They kind of interwove it into World War II, which was pretty neat. Right? It's almost like historical accuracy, but obviously there's no Tesseract there. Kind of cool. What do you think, Jeffrey? Yeah, you like it? Maybe it makes you appreciate that a little bit more, watching Captain America. Just a little bit. Just a bit? Okay. All right. It is a great movie. Now you can see why the Germans were wanting to go up to a Scandinavian country. They have the Tesseract up there. Odin dropped it off to hide. All right. Is there any questions? Guys good? All right. So, yeah, they do take over eventually Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg, which are these countries, very small, compact, between Germany and who's there? Jeffrey? France. So who do you think they're going for next? France. Oh, man. So he signed that non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union, 1939. Don't got to worry about the East. So his expansion, his military taxes, his tactics, weaponry, advancements, pushed him to take over these Scandinavian countries. Then getting closer and closer to France. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's not looking good for the Allied powers. Not at all. Is there any questions? So they call it Operation Weserubung just because the Vesser River leads pretty much from Germany up to Denmark. Okay, that's why they call it that. And then the Norwegian Campaign is how Germany takes over these areas of Norway, Sweden, Denmark. Okay, moving up towards the Netherlands, Luxembourg, Belgium. Okay, is there any questions at all? Looking for the Tesseract. Got to make sure Red Skull doesn't get it in Hydra. Right, Michaela? I'm just kidding. All right, that's all I got for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. The Tesseract. Right, Kiara?